Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Okay, as we chug on through the week, wait to see what's happening, paying attention to many things, but pre-staging, getting ready for what's coming, especially when you know it's coming, is a topic we really need to discuss. You look at storms that are supposed to roll through Iowa and Illinois up near Chicago, basically today. You look at, tornadoes and stuff like that are expected. You look at storms that are supposed to be here Thursday in South Texas, like Houston needs any more. Arkansas, Louisiana, that whole area. It brings up a good point that we, people that actually prepare, should make sure we're ready for it, because God knows the general public is going to go into this blindly. It's that time of year to go through and check everything. You know how when you change the clocks, you're supposed to change the batteries and your smoke detectors and stuff like that, so they always work. Okay. Kind of the same thing for us in spring and fall, at a minimum, what we should be doing. Certain things. Have you rotated your gasoline? Okay, gasoline that you bought last fall for the snow blower, the snowmobile, or whatever you've got, using for the winter. It's now been sitting in the garage, the shed, for 6 months. It's time to pour that in the car, use the gas, obviously, and go refill your gas cans. Put fresh gas in there. Give yourself another 6 months. Okay. Sure, you could put stable in it. Why spend the extra money? Okay. Gas is expensive enough. We don't need to be adding more money to it. Just rotate it. Put it in the car and burn it that way. What about other things? With these storms coming up, have you checked all your flashlights? First off, do you know where they are? Are they handy? Okay. Or are they all stuck in a box somewhere? Oh, I think it's in the junk drawer in the kitchen. Do you have them handy where you know where they are? Where when it's pitch black in the house, you can walk through the house in the dark and find your flashlight. Have you checked the batteries in it? Or if it's rechargeable, have you checked to make sure that it's got a full charge in it? Just because it works, okay, doesn't mean that it's got a full charge. You may have 5 minutes left to charge and that's it. So it's important to go check on things like that. How about your radios? Whether you've got walkie-talkies or two-ways or handheld CBs or whatever. Have you checked the batteries in those? Have you checked to see if they are fully charged? Okay, just so you have it. Simple one is this. Have you checked batteries lately? Do you have some? Everybody thinks, oh yeah, I've always got plenty of batteries. And how many times do you hit your battery prep, let's say for AA batteries? Gee, I need to put new batteries in my mouse, or I need new batteries in the remote control, or whatever it is. And the next thing you know, you've used all those AA batteries you have. Time to make sure you've got something like that. Make sure radios are charged. Make sure you have extra batteries, et cetera, et cetera. There's a whole bunch of things that we need to check like that. Have you gone through your canned food? Okay, as in home canned, mason jars. Have you looked in your pantry to make sure that, something that you canned last summer doesn't have all that sort of nice fuzz on the top of it, something that the seal might have broken. Maybe you need to go through, clean that up, and check to make sure that everything is still good. Canned food also doesn't last forever. You can see through the jar. If it doesn't look right, if the color is really funky or something, maybe it's time to throw them out. Some things only last a year or two. Some things last 10 years, no problem. But other things don't. I know I made zucchini pineapple a couple of years ago. They've turned by now. didn't look any good. Some sauerkraut that I made that we didn't eat got really gray. Just over time, the food degrades. Time to go through, clean those out, give yourself some space for new stuff as you're canning new stuff. Let's say you're on the East Coast or you're in Florida or something. Have you got what you need ready for hurricane season? Again, you don't want to be one of these people caught at the 11th hour. Oh my God, the hurricane's going to hit tomorrow. Quick, run to Home Depot and go get the plywood for the windows or whatever. Do it now while it's nice weather. You're not out there trying to race with a skill saw, cutting boards down, trying to get the right shape. Have it pre-staged. Pre-stage your stuff. Put it where it needs to be. If you've got a window in the living room that needs to be covered, cut the board out now, put it in the garage, mark it, living room, and then when it's time, all you do is bring everything outside, go tack, 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 tack. It's up and you're done. You're not trying to chase around cutting wood and making pieces to do whatever, paying exorbitant amounts of money for the wood when everybody else is trying to do the same thing. It's all these little things that what we do to prepare to be ready for things that we know are coming. Okay. Hurricanes are going to hit somewhere. Okay. Bad storms are going to hit somewhere. The power's going to go out somewhere. Might as well prepare for it. It's kind of like the video I did a week or so ago about guns and things like that, and how you should always carry, being prepared. That means carrying in the house. It doesn't do you a lick of good if you're sitting in the kitchen, some guy breaks in the front door, and your gun's in your nightstand. Okay? You don't have something pre-positioned. It should be right there with you. I don't care if it's in the bathroom or when you're getting dressed in the morning or when you're sitting in the kitchen table or when you're out on the back porch having a cup of coffee. Okay? Should always be right there with you, because the bad guy's not going to go, oh, it's upstairs, go ahead, I'll wait a couple minutes while you go get your gun first. Okay? No, you need to have something like that pre-positioned, meaning on your hip. It's things like this that we need to train ourselves to do, okay, to make sure this just is done, becomes habit. You're always carrying your gun. You're rotating your gas. You're always checking your batteries. You think about it. You're going to take a trip across country. You're going to go on vacation or whatever it is. You look at a map and go, okay, how are we going to get there? Because depending on the time of the year, maybe you want to take a different way. I sure as hell don't want to drive I-80 in the middle of January through Wyoming and Utah. Not a good idea. If I got to drive, pick somewhere, if I'm going all the way to California or whatever it is, and I'm coming from Des Moines, Iowa, maybe I take the southern route and go around, I-40 or something. Sure, it's not the most direct route, but I'm not going to get stuck. You make sure when you're driving in the wintertime, you have an ice scraper or salt or something in the car, to clear your windows or get you out of ice. You do things like that. You pre-position that stuff. You need to do it in the house too. Start going through and thinking about those things. Anything with batteries should be checked, should be charged. Make sure it's there. Like I said, your gas needs to be done. You need to go through and check your food, et cetera, et cetera. Take inventory of what you got, because rotten food or radios without batteries are just as useless as a gun without bullets. Take some time, at least twice a year, now is a good time to do it, to go through and make sure everything you've got is in good working order. That way you have it. When the time comes, you're not going, crap, I thought I had it. Pinball out.